What do we have here? Must be some hooligans.
Hey, want to go for a ride in my square body?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Happy Sunday morning. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great.
So, we're in the southern part of PA. Well, we've been on the road for what, 2.5 hours now?
Almost 3.
Almost 3. We got some issues we got to figure out. We noticed after a while, like when we first got the motor back together, the thing ran great. And the more miles we put on it, it seemed like the more the carburetor seemed to just become an issue. Where you just, it just seemed like there wasn't enough fuel. Basically what we're thinking is because of these Vortec heads.
She was on a keto diet.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically what we got going on is it's running, it's not feeding the engine enough fuel. So basically probably sometime today we're gonna be ripping the carb off and rejetting it, because these Vortec heads just flow too damn much between the port job on the heads and the port job on the intake manifold. Well, she wants too much air, and this carburetor's going, I don't have enough fuel to give you. So we're probably gonna be ripping it apart. But for right now, we're gonna make miles and we're gonna make time. It runs like down the highway, like all right.
You just don't want to beat on it. That's
yeah, basically like just getting on it, wide open throttle and stuff. It don't got it. It starts falling apart, and you don't want to be running it lean like that. It's not good for it. So
that's the whole tool.
Yeah. So, but now we're gonna hop back on the highway. We're gonna make some miles, and eventually we're gonna be pulling off here and trying to find, yeah, right. we're gonna be seeing if we can come up with a carb kit for it. Probably ripping the carb off and rejetting the old girl.
Where we are now?
Just crossed over into Maryland, and it's doing all right. I mean, we're still ripping the carb apart, but she's doing all right. And I guess, I don't know. Yeah, here we are. So, yep. I got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I mean, our weather's nice though.
Yeah, it's been raining on and off all the way down. We're just cruising.
Oh yeah.
All right, somewhere in what, Virginia now? Something like that.
Tom broke or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. We need to have a conversation about this. Wow, I am not used to that. It's like fill them both up now. But everything is run. It's I don't know. It runs down the highway all right. Every once in a while you get in it hard, it backfires and carrying on, and it's going to be an issue we're gonna have to fix. I mean, if we can pretty much get it down, hopefully, honestly, we'll see where we get. But either I'm going to be rebuilding the car, well, not rebuilding, but putting bigger jets in a carburetor in an O'Reilly's parking lot or something, or we're going to be rebuilding a carb in a hotel room, right? All right. So
putting a new one on.
or putting a new one on. Honestly, at this point, if I have to buy a brand new,
a Holly 750 doesn't sound too bad.
yeah, if I got to put a 750 on, I'll put a 750 on if I can't find a jet kit. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find a jet kit though. The 650 is enough. We just need bigger jets.
Yeah, but horsepower.
Yeah. He's got a fair point. But yeah, so with that being said, we will catch you later with an update or something. Yep, cool. All right.
So Robert,
What's going on?
I think you made a purchase of.
I made some purchases. Vacuum gauge, because we're gonna need one. Puller set, because gonna need one, and also
why are we gonna need one?
This pulley remover / installer set as well.
Why are we gonna need one of them?
Something wrong.
You should probably pull the hood up.
Yeah, we probably should do that.
Yeah.
I can't win, is what I've come to terms with.
We're
not making this up either. This ain't fake.
you told me, come on, power tour be fun.
Yeah, let's live the roadkill life. Now I know what it's like to be Freiberger and Finnegan. Jesus Christ. It's a good time. So we heard a noise coming down the highway, and it sounded like something that was,
Wrong?
rotating. And it's like, something wrong. And sure enough, you're not gonna believe it, but that's not supposed to be loose like that. So
Shake it one more time. Rob, what is a pulley supposed to feel like?
Not that. It's supposed to feel tight. And what kind of gave it away was I noticed that this belt looked like it was coming a little looser, and sure enough, yeah, it's loose. So I'm hoping, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to sneak the puller, or not the puller, but the press it back on right in there and not even have to touch anything, if I'm lucky. I probably won't be lucky, and we'll have to drop the fan, which means dropping the alternator, moving the alternator in so we can drop the fan belt. And then we're gonna have to take the fan off, and we'll probably have to get the shroud out of the way too. And yeah, just jump off a bridge, and there goes hours. And who knows if we'll make it to the hotel tonight. But hey, we're working the corks out of her, and maybe, just maybe, if we get her right by the end of today, we won't have any more problems for the rest of the week. Which basically what I'm saying is we're gonna have problems all week. I can't win. I can't win. Oh well. How's it going, bud?
We're going.
So we ended up kind of diagnosing the issue. Yep.
So what did we find out?
Oh, we're gonna be ordering up some new jets, and well, not ordering them. We're stopping in and out. We're stopping out at O'Reilly's. We're gonna pick up primary and secondary jets. It's a whole jet kit. We're also gonna pick up some gaskets, because if the carb's coming off, might as well put new carb gaskets down. We also have that 1-inch spacer, so we're actually gonna have to get 2 gaskets. One's gonna have to be a 4-hole, and one's gonna have to be open. And we're also going to get a vacuum gauge, so once we get the actual jets in, we can actually tune the carb again. And yeah, we're just, right now we're rolling down the highway. It'll run pretty decent at 65, 70 miles an hour. But when you start pulling a hill, that's when it starts having that starvation for fuel. And that's when it starts struggling, so got to back out of it. But I mean, we're rolling. And I mean, we're still in Virginia. Virginia, I mean, such a long state. Sheesh. Sheesh. But, yeah, we'll just keep rolling, and we'll get there when we get there. Crazy and start doing anything else, I was checking over some vacuum stuff. There was a plug on the back of the carb that looks like it was a little dry rotted. I put a new one on there just to make sure that we don't have a vacuum leak there, because that would completely mess everything up. We're going to go through with our vacuum gauge. I just bought this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get our idle circuit right. And then we're going to try to mess with the mechanical choke a little bit to actually have it half open. That'll richen it up a little bit. Maybe it'll help us out a little bit. If not, worst case scenario, we'll pull back over somewhere and we'll set it back. I'm hoping, by just pure luck, that the actual problem was that vacuum cap being dry rotted. It was sucking air into that vacuum port. As far as right now, the bearing on our power steering pump is not happy. We're gonna throw some more. Juice in her to try to help her out a little bit. We got it sent back on pretty good. We're probably gonna end up having to throw a power steering pump on it within the next few days. Honestly, see where we can pick one up. I want to get the full body. I don't want to just get the pump and have to sit there and mess with the pump. I'm willing to take it apart and just throw on with the actual, basically the jug, which is on the back of it, which actually pretty much holds all your fluid. If you want to look down here and see that. I want to get the whole setup. So, but anyways, let's get tuning on the carb and see where we're at. Somewhere, what, are we still in Virginia? What?
We're like 40-ish
miles
40,
out.
Yeah, 40 miles away from Tennessee.
There's a cop
Bristol.
there. I'm gonna go now. And we're gonna go nice and gentle.
As gentle as you can go.
Yep. About as gentle as we can go.
In front of the law.
In front of the law.
The long arm of the
I
law.
really don't feel like dealing with the nonsense, and it's about time we get her back on the highway and get out of here. But no, I mean today has been an absolute debacle. I think the last time we actually left off, truck wasn't running right. We messed with it a bunch. I actually made it worse, which is typical of me. And so we got it straightened up. Had a phone call with Joe. Honestly, Joe saved our ass, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So thank you, Joe. It's still not running great, but at this point, it's running good enough. We're gonna run it. We're gonna get to Memphis tonight, and I got a checklist of things I'm gonna go over tomorrow morning. See, yeah, that's no bueno.
What tank you have it on?
God damn. Yeah, this is the problems we've been having the whole time. It's running like absolute garbage.
Tennessee.
She made it to Tennessee. Not Memphis, just, the state of, Tennessee. But,
that is a
accomplishment within itself. So, through extensive conversations with Joe, and I completely went through and retuned the carb like you guys saw. I think I mentioned earlier that I goofed it up. What is that, Ford? What?
What do you say?
What was that?
Ford. I got over for the truck.
Yeah.
I was on the side of the road, and he's coming down the
Oh, so he...
I got over again, and he's like,
why you do the thing you do? Because some people are just dumb. Well, I think I'm pretty sure, a lady almost ran into us. Yeah. We almost watched like a 3-car pile up, like.
The guy almost ran over a guy on the motorcycle.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy. But,
anyways.
Yeah, so found out what our issue was, thanks to Joe. I tuned the carburetor. Actually, turned out I had no idea what I was doing. So, of course, called the professionals and figured that one out pretty quick. Yeah, basically for our idle circuits, like I had them all jacked. And basically, to get it back to somewhat normal, I turned them all the way in and then turned them out one turn. All 4 of them, fired it up, set our idle around in park, probably around 700 RPM, and which dropped that down when you throw it in gear, dropped it about 100 RPM to like 600-ish, 500-ish, somewhere in there, and started running down the highway, and I think, it ran okay, and yeah, basically, it still ran the way it did before. Nothing changed, and basically, their conversation with Joe, because at this point, you know, we are so far behind. It's like, dude, we just need to get rolling, you know? We need to get moving. So we just started heading down the highway and thing was running meh. And Joe sent us a text and said, hey, unplug the tachometer. And I was kind of like, what? Like, how does the tachometer have anything to do with the fact that it's not, like, running right? And sure enough, the tachometer and the ignition module all play together. So I don't know if the tachometer's quite junk, but this brand new HEI Street Fire distributor that I tossed in this thing, the ignition module's out of it, and unplugging the tachometer actually made it run better. It's not perfect, it still breaks up a little bit, but this is the best this truck's ran since we left, and we're what, 650 miles in at this point? Yeah. And it's running the best it's ever been. I have another ignition module to throw in it, but we're gonna do that tomorrow morning because I don't feel like crawling up in a hot engine bay and doing that. It runs good enough. We're gonna get ourselves to Memphis, get some sleep, wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning, and we'll trade out that ignition module and go over a few more things, just check over plugs, wires, all that stuff. Probably actually pull a plug or two, just see where we're at. And yeah, we'll get ourselves over, and it'll be day one of Hot Rod Power Tour, baby. So I guess we'll see you in Memphis. We made it to Memphis. We're here at the hotel. Thunderhead 289's here. That's pretty cool. That's his Maverick. A lot of people here, I guess. But we made it. That was, what would you say, Jake? That was living hell. Especially the last like 200 miles of that trip. It felt like it never ended.
Don't talk to me.
It was brutal, but we made it. We're gonna unpack the truck. We're gonna try to get some rest, and tomorrow we're gonna wake up. We're gonna tune on her a little bit more, and
yeah, I'm gonna go lay in bed.
But no, we're gonna tune on her a little bit more tomorrow. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We made it. We're here in Memphis, so tomorrow we will be kicking off 2022 Hot Rod Power Tour. We'll catch you next time. Hey, just want to put a quick preference on this video. We were all over the place, and honestly, you know, it's actually Monday night now. We're actually in Nashville at the time that I'm recording this, and we're still rolling. But one thing I did want to say was that Monday we were all over the place. It was a hard, long fought day. I mean, I think we lost a good 6-7 hours that we weren't even on the road trying to get this truck somewhat straightened out, and we were fighting, and trying to look at a million different things, and I had to take a moment to just kind of explain that. So like, there's a lot of pieces that are kind of missing. Getting into Memphis was brutal, just because we were so freaking beat. I know for a fact, I think I got maybe half hour to 40 minutes of sleep in that whole 24-hour period. I mean, me and my dad were in the garage busting our butts to get this truck ready. We did not wrap it up until 2 o'clock in the morning. I literally went over to Jake's house, picked him up, and we hit the road. And then we had nothing but problems on the road. It was just brutal. But obviously, if I'm talking to you guys from Nashville, things turned out to be all right. So I'm pretty cool with that. And I just want to take a minute to preference that. Huge thank you to Joe. I mean, he saved our ass to actually get the truck somewhat running right. Because after I was messing with the what you would call the idle screws, idle circuits, whatever you want to call them, I screwed that up royally. But now I know how to do it the right way. And actually, funny enough, I didn't get a chance to actually do that yet. So probably gonna go do that now while we're here in Nashville for the night. So then we can go out, we can get some grub, and try to relax and maybe get some freaking sleep tonight. But thank you guys so much for watching. Do appreciate it as always, the love and the support. And we'll keep you rolling with videos from Hot Rod Power Tour 2022. Thanks for watching.